of a beautiful day. It got up to around 60 degrees today. I had my grandkids with me, and we rode this beautiful country. Played on the creek bed. Made sand castles. Really quite civilized here in America. It's February 2013. We have a president in our country who's fixing to change America pretty drastically. I've been a political writer now for about four years, I suppose. I'm called the Lafayette Political Buzz Examiner. I'm not much of a speaker. I have a tendency to stutter my words and to search for words, but I see these guys on TV and on YouTube, I mean, and they talk about politics and such while they ride in their cars. And I thought on my way back from back to the camp, I got my Nikon camera here and I could make a little video. I thought maybe I'd give it a shot. Maybe something will come out. Maybe I'll say something that might make a change in somebody's mind. I doubt that, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, where to start? How about $16 trillion in debt? You realize that we have the most amazing part of having that amount of debt is that can never be repaid. We're slaves to this debt. Our children are slaves to this debt. And it's such a phenomenal, amazing amount that they can't even print enough money to pay the interest on that debt. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and nobody gives a crap. They think everything's fine. It's not fine. If you think it's fine, you're a fool. I mean, since I've been writing, you have to do research to be a writer, a political writer. You can't just, stuff doesn't just pop out into your head. You got to look around, and if you're a kind of writer who wants to have truth, then you look and you put your name on your work. Then you want to know what truth is, and that's what your ultimate goal is, to know what truth is. Well, I found out some amazing things since I've been trying. 9/11, for instance, nobody wants to talk about that. There's so many inconsistencies in 9/11, it's just a mind blower. I mean, I ask people, what is a put option? I don't even know what that means. Anybody that does that buys any stocks knows that you buy low, you sell high. You got a group of people that really know what they're doing, who have inside information, who buys high and sells low. Did you know they had 350 times the amount of put options on United American Airlines 3 days prior to 9/11? Did you know that? Do you give a crap that happened? They had people in the banking system, people in the know, who let 9/11 happen and made money on it. Well, we lost almost 3,000 people from all around the world, and they came into our nation and blew up 2 buildings. But the buildings there had never been a building, a steel structured building, to ever fall in a fire before, and we had 3 in one day. And it was like they were pre-wired to explode. They call it pull. Let's pull it, you know. Well, I guess when you look at what our founding fathers warned us about, and it's all coming to pass now. I don't know. It's hard to even talk about this without crying. I remember studying Rant, and at first I didn't really understand what he was talking about. And all of a sudden, about 2 o'clock in the morning, when I was listening to one of his speeches, it hit me like a ton of bricks, man. All of a sudden, it hit me. This guy was telling me the truth. He was the only one that I had ever found to tell me the truth. And here I am, like a little kid, you know, yelling in the middle of the night, waking my wife up. I just couldn't believe that I found this guy. And then I couldn't believe that nobody else could, hardly anybody else, even took the time to try to figure out what this guy was talking about. And all the things that he said for 30 years came to pass. His warnings, his predictions all came to pass. That's what really blew my mind. You know, right now, I can just let my mind wander over things like Iran, for instance. I mean, here we are. We're being taught everywhere to hate Muslims. Well, I was a mud engineer on oil rigs all around the world for about 15 years of my life. I was a mud engineer for 27, but I traveled internationally. I worked in Saudi, I worked in Tunisia, and Equatorial Guinea. A place called Malabo was predominantly Muslims. I never had really a problem with them. I mean, we all got along, we had a job to do. Nobody ever threatened me or said, you got to be a Muslim, or we're gonna cut your head off, or anything like that. I don't know. But I started doing my homework. I was writing an article about Iran, and I realized just what we've done to those people. Why do they hate us so much? I mean, the Shah of Iran disposing of one of their presidents and put a puppet dictator in there. What would you do if a country did that to you? America? Probably nothing. Probably like it. That's what you've become. A bunch of sheep. You know, a few months ago I was in a meeting in Lafayette. I was talking to these veterans, and World War II veterans, and I asked them if they ever heard of Ron Paul, and they said, a guy a few down said, yeah, I heard of him, he's a singer, isn't he? And I didn't think he could hear what I had to say, because he's at least 25 years older than me, you know, to me that's pretty ancient. And I said, no, he's a libertarian. He goes, and this guy next to me said, yeah, libertarian, I know what that is. They don't believe in the Trinity. You know, it's no wonder that this country is going down the tubes. People don't pay attention. They don't even know what a progressive is. They think Obama is a liberal. I mean, the last liberal that was in this country, that was president in this country, as far as I'm concerned, was John F. Kennedy. When he said, ask not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. Do you see anybody in the White House talking that today? No. They want you to be under their heel. They want to completely control you. They want you to come to them for the peanuts they hand out. And guess what? They got a lot of people, the people that voted him in. You know, it's amazing to me, Christian people here in the United States. You know, you call yourself a Christian, yet 53% of Christian women voted for Obama in 2008. I mean, 53. And what does he do? He reverses the law so that we're going to have to pay for abortions. And And these fetuses are being sold to stem cell research organizations. They had 3 of them making fortunes. Him and his buddy Soros are buying into it. Nobody even cares. Yeah, boy, we're a Christian nation with 3,000 plus abortions per day. Yeah, we're a Christian nation. And you know, we think of ourselves as, you know, people keep saying, well, we want to keep our democracy. They're so damn ignorant, they don't even realize that we never had a democracy. Our founding fathers didn't want us to have a democracy. We have a republic based on law. And what that means is that you have to fight for your freedoms. Every generation has to fight for your freedoms. If you don't, it will be taken away from you. And that's exactly what's happened. They got a group of people who are so ignorant. They go to government mandated schools and they're like a bunch of sheep. They're not educated enough to even understand what a republic is. Well, I say things to people sometimes that seems kind of hard. Like, you're going to get what we deserve. America, you're going to get what you deserve. And isn't that the truth about it? Every country. You know, I traveled to France, and I traveled to Bruges, and I see the people over there trying so hard under the yoke of a totalitarian government, socialistic, communistic governments, and they're trying so hard, and they're taxed to death, and they're being optimistic. They're trying so hard. That's the way the hearts of men. You know, they even take up for the people who are enslaving them. That's returning into the same thing. Same thing. You know, we're going to get to the point where our kids are not going to understand what freedom is. They're not going to understand it. What we once had as a nation. You know, I read the Federalist Papers and what our founders were trying to create this nation. And how many people have read the Federalist Papers? How many people have read the Bill of Rights? How many people have read the Constitution? I just don't get it. Is that really, was it taught in high school? I think that teachers tried to teach that, but the kids didn't care. They didn't see the relevance in it. Well, I'm about to get back to the camp, and it's getting pretty cold, and I know this isn't going to make any difference at all. I wanted to tell you maybe that I joined the Oath Keepers when I went to Paul Fest several months back, and I think that organization it has the ability to save us in some respect, because we did, the military and the policemen took oaths of office to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States from enemies, both domestic and foreign. Enemies, both domestic and foreign. And I think we have traitors in the White House, and we have for a generation. And if we can't vote those people out, if we can't wake up the population to the fact that these people are destroying us, destroying what our founding fathers tried so hard to give us. It's almost like I'm talking to a damn brick wall here. Just don't get it. In my writings, 540 essays I've written on this subject as I educated myself. What good has it done? I talk about what is a progressive, but I speak to people that read my stuff and like my stuff. It's the choir that reads my stuff. It's not the people who need it. The people who need it don't even read it anymore. They don't have the ability to even come up with an original thought. They get all their original thoughts from a black box. It tells them what to think, do, and say. You know, if you really want to find out who's controlling this world, type in 132.5 and my name, LARIVE. That's 134.5 billion in U.S. bearer bonds. And find out what Obama thought about those when they were found traveling in a false bottom suitcase in Europe when he first got in office. What he did about it. Find out about that. Find out why Iran hates us so much and why we hate them. Find out how BP got to be so big, stealing their oil, and how they had a democratic elected president and our CIA ousted out along with Assad, Israel, to steal their oil when this fellow wanted to nationalize his oil because it was stealing all his oil. So the Shah of Iran was our puppet dictator. Went in there and now they have a church state. Exactly what our founding fathers did not like. And we helped create that. Find out what a false flag is. Anyway, I'll talk with you later. Maybe I'll get better at this. Bye-bye.